everybody, it's Danny here from Angel Handmade Papercraft. Today I am here using the La La Land Crafts Club for March 2020. This is the What's the Scoop image. I have taken some of the video from my last La La Land Crafts video where I did the colouring of the Marcy as well as these little guys, but I ended up using these little guys on this card as well. So I've just really quickly put this colouring together. If you want to watch it in a little bit more slow motion, you can watch the previous video. Otherwise, I've got a really quick colouring in for you. So I've got the images stamped out onto some Express It blending card, and I'm using my Copic markers to colour them all up. So like I said, this is super sped up. If you want to watch it in a little bit more slower, please refer to my previous video. So just working my way through, getting them all coloured up. I'm using, what am I using? I'm using my T markers for the greys today. So I don't have a favourite of the grey markers. I normally just tend to, depending on what kind of tone I want. So the toners have more of a steel grey to them. The cool greys are more of a pure grey, and then the warm greys have more of a brown kind of tone to them. That's the best way for me to explain them. I'm just working my way through. So it just depends on what I'm colouring as to which ones I use. I don't have a preference as to which ones. I will have all of the Copic markers listed on my blog, so if you are wanting a list of those, they will all be listed there. Just getting all the coloured rainbow hair all put together. It's a really cute little images. That's them all coloured. I didn't have all of the video of the colouring. I was missing some of that, so here they all are. So this picture includes all the markers, including the ones that I used on Marcy as well. So I've run a few of the dies through my Sizzix Big Shot. I used the You Are Sweet, and I also used the ice cream cone with the cherry. And I'm just going back in and I'm layering up the inlay of the die. So I'm just using some washi tape that I'm just cutting into small pieces to layer that up, so before I glue anything down I can sort of work out where exactly I want to put it. So it did take a little bit of time to do this, but for me it was the best way to do it and still be able to move it around and not lose any of the pieces. So I've just run this through using some pink, just some leftovers that were in my little box that I keep next to my desk. And just cutting the small bits down, just using my EK Success Cutter B scissors. Alright, we should be just about done now. Yep, so now we're going to start putting the card together. So I did want to use one of the sentiments from the set, but I actually didn't end up, it just wasn't working with my card layout today. So I'm going to stamp one up. I'm using the Tailored Expressions Simple Strips stamps and matching dies, and I'm going to stamp them out onto some brown American Crafts cardstock, making sure that I take the black matte out of my Misty stamping tool, because otherwise it'll be too thick and it won't work. So I'm using Ink on 3 embossing ink, and I'll be using some Ranger Superfine White detail embossing powder, and I did prepare that cardstock before I used it, so I apologise I didn't have that on video. Making sure I put all of my powder away before I knock it over. So I'm just using my heat tool to melt all of those, and then layering the dies over the top, run it through my Big Shot, and now we're going to work out which one we're going to use. So I really wanted it to be a birthday card, so that's the one that I went with. And I had this paper pad in my stash, which I got from our local Kmart, and it had a really nice rainbow paper in it, which I thought would be really cool for this card. So I'm just trimming it down. I will trim it down a little bit more once I work out exactly my layerings. But this is it for the moment. So I'm just layering everything up. I'm just using some Helmer acid-free liquid adhesive. And just layering one thing down at a time, just so that I can work out exactly where everything's going to go before I move anything. And now I'm going to, I didn't have any of those little tiny bottles with that fine nib on them, so I just squeezed out some of the adhesive onto my glass medium mat, and I just used my finger to really gently dab on the back So this is my card all put together. I thank you all for watching. Don't forget to go and check out the original video with Marcy and the last card that I made. I hope to see you all soon. Bye.